What is going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. My name is Ropp, and obviously this is Pantherology. This is a Carolina Panthers channel. I've been doing this for almost a year now. I've been loving it, and I appreciate the feedback. Guys, also I wanted to just kind of give a little bit of a public service announcement. I've been getting some criticism, some feedback, some good, some bad about my videos. I don't mind the feedback. I take criticism very well. But don't come on my channel and give me hate saying I'm doing this or I'm doing that and it's more, or I'm an idiot or whatever. Don't come on my channel about that. I don't care about hearing about that. But if there is something I'm doing wrong or that I can improve, that I'm not exciting enough, or I'm stuttering too much, or I'm saying too much, or like, or whatever, sure, that's fine. Let me know that, because I want to improve my videos, and I'm going to keep doing this because I love doing it. I love talking about the Carolina Panthers. I love talking about NFL football, and this gives me some time away from my real job into this. So guys, just keep giving me some support, keep giving me some good feedback. Any criticism is fine, but just don't give me any hate. But anyways, let's get into today's topic. My early 53-man roster projection. You're watching Pantherology. All right, I'm back. So you saw that introduction. Just wanted to kind of get that out there, get that off my shoulders. So sorry about opening up with some negativity, but anyways, let's go ahead and get into today's topic. As always, though, please click the like button. Keep giving me some support. Get that algorithm out there. The more likes, the more views I get, so that really helps me out. Please click the subscribe button if you like what I put out there. If you haven't already, yeah, make sure you click that, and then click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any of the new videos. So as I said in the introduction, we're going to be talking about my early 53-man roster for the Carolina Panthers. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Now, as we all know, the Carolina Panthers have made plenty of moves with the NFL draft, free agency, which means it's time for just an early roster projection, not my final one. Now, while the bottom of the roster will see some different names and of course, at the start of the season, all the major offseason moves have already been made. So let's just go ahead and get into what we possibly could see in week one. Not my final projection, just an early one. And let's start with the quarterbacks. Now, the first thing I put down here is obviously Sam Darnold, who's in, PJ Walker, and Will Grier. Now, as we all know, after year one of Teddy checkdown, that experiment went absolutely awful. Now, Sam Darnold is now the guy who's getting his shot to be the next franchise quarterback for the Panthers. Now, he is a former first-round pick, but he also was arguably in the worst situation anybody could be in the league, as the New York Jets are a dumpster fire of a organization. So hopefully the USC product will see better times here with a change of scenery. Now, as we all know, PJ Walker looked pretty adequate as a backup when he played against the Detroit Lions. Now, he won't threaten Darnold, obviously, for the starting job, but I think he should be able to keep the team afloat should something happen to Darnold. Now, Will Grier gets one last shot to prove his worth as an NFL caliber quarterback, but he could easily lose his job to that if backup Tommy Stevens takes that over. Now let's get into the running back position. Now I have Christian McCaffrey, obviously, Chuba Hubbard, Rodney Smith, and Trenton Cannon. Now, as we all know, Christian missed the majority of the 2020 season, but he is back and fully healthy. He will immediately come back and reclaim his starting job, while I think Chuba Hubbard will take over where Mike Davis left off as the emergency starter. Trenton Cannon, he will primarily serve on special teams, while Rodney Smith and Reggie Bonifant basically battle it out for that final spot on the team. But I think overall, I think Smith will win that job. for the Panthers, and this could easily go either way, though. Wide receiver position. So we're going to go with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrace Marshall, David Moore, Brandon Zystra, and Shi Smith. Now, wide receiver is arguably the strongest part of this Panthers offense and probably the whole depth chart. Just from a depth point and a talent standpoint. Now, DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are fantastic together, while Terrace Marshall was a first-round talent that Carolina basically stole in the middle of the second round of this year's draft. Now, David Moore should be more of a valuable depth piece that can contribute only if Marshall isn't immediately able to play. Now, Shi Smith does have some potential at the slot position. And then Zystra probably takes the last spot as one of the core special teamers on the roster. Now, let's get into tight ends here. We're going to talk about, I got Dan Arnold, I got Tommy Tremblay, and then I've got Ian Thomas. Now, Dan Arnold and Tommy Tremblay are locks, as their free agent contract and draft capital respectively show that the front office believes that these guys can help the Panthers win football games. Now, Ian Thomas is going to try to hold on to his job in this Panthers roster projection, but I'm not sure if that's going to be it, because if Colin Thompson comes in and wins that job by week 1, Thomas left a lot to be desired during his first year with Matt Rule and could be out of a job if Thompson shows any potential throughout this offseason. Now, let's go into the offensive line. As of right now, I have Taylor Moton, Cameron Irving, I have Brady Christensen, Trent Scott, Matt Paradis, Pat Affline, John Miller, Dante Brown, David Moore, and Dennis Daly. Now, the 2021 Carolina Panthers should have a way better offensive line than they did in 2020. But that just speaks about how bad they were last year. So trying to project this starting five is very hard, as just about every spot is an open competition. Now, fortunately, the talent is there and will probably produce the best offensive line that Sam Darnold's ever had in his NFL career. Now, let's go into the defensive line. As of right now, in is Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick, YGM, Marquise Haynes, Morgan Fox, Derek Brown. I have Daquan Jones, Davion Nixon, Bravion Roy, and Phil Hoskins. If Carolina's defense is going to get better, it's going to obviously have to start in the trenches. So over the past few years, Carolina has invested obviously in this heavy draft capital into the defensive line. Should pay off in 2021. Now, Brian Burns is well on his way to establish himself as one of the NFL's top pass rushers. And the rest of the starting lineup features guys that are more than capable of blowing past their opponents. Now, we're going to go into linebackers here. And I have Shaq Thompson, Denzel Perryman, Christian Miller, Jermaine Carter Jr., Chris Orr, and Frank Louvu. Now, Shaq Thompson showed some signs of slowing down last year, but he and first-year Panther Denzel Perryman should be a solid starting duo linebacker. However, the rest of this depth chart is either unproven or underwhelming. Christian Miller offers the most upside, as he was reportedly working on switching over to the Sam linebacker spot prior to the opting out in 2020. Let's talk about cornerbacks. All right, I got 5 cornerbacks here, and these are the guys that are in: J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson, A.J. Bouye, Keith Taylor, and Troy Pride Jr. Now, Carolina's secondary was one of the worst in the league last year, but it should be a lot better heading into 2021. J.C. Horn is an athletic freak that knows how to use his talent. This combination gives him lockdown potential, and he should immediately start right out of the gate. Now, A.J. Bouye used to be one of the NFL's better corners, so hopefully the Panthers can find some lightning in a bottle there. If not, Dante Jackson can do a serviceable job as the other starting cornerback. Now, Keith Taylor, Troy Pride Jr., Meanwhile, should only see the field in sub packages and will probably spend most of the year on special teams. Safeties. All right, I got 4 in right now. Jeremy Chin, Justin Burris, Sam Franklin, and Miles Hartsfield. Now, Jeremy Chin looked like the real deal as a rookie, but everyone else could use an upgrade. Burris showed some promise when healthy, so let's give him the first shot at winning the other starting job. However, I don't see him being good enough to keep Sam Franklin and Miles Hartsfield consistently off the field, if that makes sense. So this will probably be a safety by committee position, so with all 3 rotating opposite of Chin. Then last but not least, let's get into specialists. I got obviously in Joey Sly, Joe Charlton, and then Thomas Fletcher. No real surprises here, as we all know, as the kicker and the punter are returning from 2020. Thomas Fletcher will take over as the long snapper, as you don't draft a long snapper if you don't plan on, obviously, having him winning the job. So, guys, that is my early 53-man roster projection for the Carolina Panthers. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please click that like button to get that video out there. Please click the subscribe button to keep supporting my channel. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Give me some feedback. Don't show any hate, guys. And then click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any of that new videos. And that's today's video, guys. Y'all know what to do. Keep pounding.